I mean, I think just obviously Ottawa and Buffalo maybe didn't quite fit for me. I don't, sometimes that happens, I guess, as a young guy. And when Detroit came calling on free agency day, me and my agent just thought it'd be a good landing spot for me. Obviously, a really young, talented group here, and I'm excited to just kind of contribute any way I can.
What do you think you can bring to the table? I mean, what strengths and stuff like that?
I think just my consistency, and I'm not going to be a super flashy guy every night, but I think just knowing what you're going to get out of me, being hard to play against, not fun to play against, and just kind of sticking to fundamentals, and hopefully I can kind of carve out a role.
Just the fact, what did you see in the Wings when you guys played them last year? What did you see about the team that you kind of noticed?
I think just a lot of speed, very competitive group. I think you look at guys like Razor and Larks and guys that have been here for a while, and they're hungry. You can tell, and it's really cool to see for me. And like I said, I just want to try to help any way I can and try to crack the roster. So
good deal.
Are you guys itching to get back? Obviously, so many preseason games already under your belt, but how excited is this group to get back to playing real games soon?
Yeah, I think right now it's just trying to build our game. I mean, obviously the first two exhibition games, went pretty well, and maybe the last couple not as good. So tonight, just try to get back on track. I think that's kind of all we can focus on right now. And obviously the regular season's coming up fast, but I think we just got to kind of prepare one day at a time and take it from there.
Systems and structure, obviously, as a defensive group, what are some of the key traits that you're learning and absorbing that Todd's been implementing throughout camp?
I think for me, it's just moving the puck fast, making reads quick, getting it into those skilled guys' hands, and Todd's obviously he's a very detailed guy, so it's been cool to learn from him. He's able to kind of take you through a practice and walk through certain situations if guys don't understand it, and I think just the way he kind of collaborates with guys, and he asks guys, do you like this, do you like that? I think it's a really cool way to coach and to kind of have the guys be a part of the systems as well.
Talk about the skill of the defensive group. What are some of the things that you're seeing that stand out from guys like Mo and Simon and Albert and things like that?
I think just big, rangy guys that are able to skate and are really good puck movers as well. So it's a really cool group to kind of watch and learn from, and I'm excited for it.
These preseason games, after a while, it's like, all right, let's just get to the regular season, or what?
Yeah, for sure. I think, especially, maybe the veteran guys a lot more.
Yeah.
Kind of just want to get to the regular season. But like I said before, I think you can kind of build your game in these exhibition games, and if you kind of take it like it really is a regular season game, then when the real stuff comes around, you're prepared and you're off to a hot start. So I think really just not looking past these exhibition games is big.
Did you feel you got accomplished today in practice what you wanted, kind of following up on last night, saying you wanted some people to be on notice and such?
Yeah, that type of thing was done pre-practice. So those were just individual meetings that were, kind of laid it out for some guys. They may need a roadmap to understand where they stand right now, this far into camp, positive or negative. Practice itself, because we played, 6 and 8, we've had a tough time to really practice. These morning skates, there's been some instruction, so it slows down. Today's morning skate, there was really no instruction, there was no meetings, there was just what we normally do on a game day during the year to try and get some pace back into our game. Work a bit on special teams that, we need to do those things with those players out there. And now we'll go to Chicago and play a game, it looks like basically against almost their whole roster. So that's a really good evaluation tool for us. And
just with the games coming to an end, how much more do you, or focus in on which players you want to see? Where some are going to slot, but just...
Yeah, it's happening. We're talking with management, and when we thought there was maybe 5 or 6 guys competing for a forward spot, then it gets cut to 4 or 5. Now it gets cut to 3 or 4, and sometimes injuries. I think a guy like Danny, in my opinion, from what I saw, would have had an outstanding opportunity to make the team, and probably doesn't want to hear me saying that, but yet I think he does. We need to get him healthy because I think he could play here. But that changes things all of a sudden. You're getting, somebody else gets another lifeline, but they need to take advantage of it.
Is there an update on him, on Danielson?
He's skating,
Okay.
so that's good. I don't have a timeline yet. I haven't heard that. But the fact that he put the equipment on and went and skated is a good sign.
And just a status quo on JVR?
JVR, from what I've been told, I think he will arrive tomorrow. And if he does get here tomorrow, if everything goes okay, he's got some things that he needs to do, obviously, before he gets on the ice, or medical and all that type of stuff. So we practice a little bit later. And if we can get it all set up, I hope that he's on the ice tomorrow. Now we got to get him up to speed, and I don't know how much he's actually been skating. So we'll have to be aware of, groins, hip flexors, all that type of stuff that tend to go wrong early in the year with players. But we'll get them going.
You've got quite a few defensemen there, with NHL experience, and seems like some competition there for the last couple spots, maybe in the lineup. What are you looking for, or what does somebody have to do to kind of maybe separate himself, or what what are you looking for, particularly in that the 5-6 kind of hole?
Yeah, and that's I think you're dead on. We feel that the four will sort themselves up top. How we play them, we'll see as time goes on. But that 5, 6, 7, even 8 hole. If we're going to keep 7 or 8, we'll have to figure all that out. But for me, that's very competitive right now. There's a group of players that are going to play in Chicago tonight. This is it could be their last opportunity. Others may extend it a little bit further. But the group that's going there, for the most part, is getting another opportunity to play. Sider, Sherratt, Edmondson, they're not playing. I think Albert's had a real good camp. He is playing. But after that, it's wide open, and that group, I believe they can go and perform really well tonight and make it hard on us.
Todd, how's Gustafson looked so far? I mean, remember that you mentioned it late last season that you guys kind of missed him when he wasn't in the lineup at all.
We missed his legs. We missed his pace. His mind was real good. I don't think Gus has got back to that point yet. He'd likely agree with me. So like some others in our camp, he'll have to find it quickly.
Now, when you mentioned that last night, is it a conditioning thing, or is it a mindset that those guys just aren't ready to play regular season hockey yet?
I don't believe it's a conditioning thing. I think it's, exhibition season is exhibition season. It's approached differently by different players. But sometimes you're a player that's maybe played in the league for 10, 11, 12 years, and you're still approaching it like you're 1A and 1B, and maybe you're not anymore, and you gotta start to fight for your job all over again. I'm not talking about Gus. I'm talking about players as a whole. You better know where you are on your journey, and just like you had to scrap to get into the league, you got to scrap to stay in the league. And there's always somebody pushing, and I'm not sure that sometimes the veteran players always understand that.
Talking with some of the newer guys over the last several weeks, they've talked about the style of play, system structure. Do you feel like, specifically the new faces, do you feel like they've picked up on things quickly over this time frame, or what still looks like?
I think that their hockey IQ and their ability to grasp concepts has been quite strong, actually. We see it happening in the game. What I think that we've done as a staff is we've tried to get so much in, first training camp, get so much in that maybe we've slowed our team down a little bit, because we have them now, instead of just playing hockey, we have them thinking a little bit. And we can't become a mechanical team. We can't think about what's going to happen. We should be a good skating team, and we should skate. I don't think that was the case last night. We were just ugly. Our pass is 2 or 3 feet off or wobbly or in the air, and you can't skate. You're wasting energy when that happens. But hence the work today was just common, what we always do. We didn't have a long video session or anything like that. Try and just play hockey.
As a coach, obviously spots are, as you figure out those 6, 7, 8 D spots. As a coach, though, when you're building a team and all else being equal, Is there a pro and con to 7 versus 8 for your daily routine when you look at how many D you have?
You know, if you have 8 defensemen, you likely only have 12 forwards. So it works for and against you in different ways. 8's not a bad number really to work with because you can have four involved with lines. You can scrimmage a little bit more in practice if you want to go. You can let drills go a little longer because they get a rest. If you ever get down to 6, it's very hard. And 7's a roamer. He's going from end to end just to kind of relieve individuals. But it naturally flows. Everybody wants their touches. Everybody wants to be involved. So it's not a big deal.
But that's something that's figured out afterwards. That's never something that's thought, like you and Steve never had a conversation like, hey, geez, I'd like to have 8 because this is the way I can run things. Like that's never something that comes into play when you're looking at building a roster.
You know, sometimes you 23, depending on the position and the players, can sometimes be hard. Not because of practice or anything, just because misery often loves company, and you can't dress 23, and everybody thinks they should be playing. But that's manageable. I feel for myself, I'm way more equipped to do that now than I was 20 years ago. So that's manageable. We could do it, but it doesn't affect the pace or the tempo or the execution in practice at all.
And then one last one for me. Big news in the NHL today is a player signs a $17 million salary to contract today, and where everyone knows that, everyone knows what everyone makes. As a coach, when it comes to, it's easy for a lot of people to watch and be like, oh, that's a $6 million, $7 million player. That's what they make. As a coach, how do you isolate that, manage that, or ever talk to a player about to ignore that or anything like that?
Well, we don't coach the number. I can tell you that. That's not our job. The players that walk into the room, they all have a number tied to them, but we don't coach the number. We coach the player, the human, and it doesn't matter if you make $1 or $17 million. You are human, and you're going to have good nights and bad nights, and it's our job to push them to have more good nights than bad nights, regardless of the dollar. So. It's we talk about it. Kaprasov's contract, it's impressive, good for him. But we don't walk in there and say, hey, we got a $6 million winger that only has 8 goals. That's not good. That's not our job. Our job is to take that player and work with him and try and push him regardless of the number attached to him. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's how we. No. Well, it's good for him. There's going to be others that means our league is healthy, is what it really means. And it means that because our league is healthy, a lot of people are watching it and want to be involved in it. And that means that everybody from the players to the management to the coaches and all the media is doing a really good job of getting our game out there. It's growing. And there's kids that are playing it in regions around the U.S., Canada, around the world that haven't played it in the past because of the good job that everybody's doing. And, so it's exciting.